Today, we've got some pretty spicy claims coming from a former concert worker who worked with Nicki Minaj. He's saying that, well, Nicki was a pain in the A. Ouch. But that's not all. He also claims that her concerts didn't exactly sell out. And apparently, the tickets were only $10 now. As you might expect, the Barbs are not taking this lightly. They're calling him out, saying he's lying because most people apparently paid around $200 for tickets. Basically, they're claiming this guy is full of it. So what's the real story here? Let's dive into exactly what he had to say and break it all down.
So I used to work backstage at concerts in the artist dressing rooms, and I never signed an NDA, so I can spill all the tea. This video is about one show in particular and one specific artist who was a pain in the ass to deal with. And I got a lot of requests for this one, so anyways, without further ado, this is about Miss Nicki Minaj. So this show specifically was at an arena. And the show itself was like really undersold. Like a lot of the shows that I work are like sold out, and hers was undersold. I think there was like a flash sale the day of, like to get a ticket for like $10. That's how undersold it was. I think that the arena's capacity was like 20 something thousand, and she only sold like 6,000 tickets. But anyways, that's not the point of the story. First of all, because I handle the dressing rooms, I have to do everything from like designing it like in a style that they request in advance. I have to do all the shopping to get all of the things that she requests, like food, drink wise. Her list was extensive. I wish I probably still have it somewhere, but it was extensive. But I managed to, get it all done, make it all happen for her. And at this show in particular, her opening act, she had like 3 opening acts for whatever reason. And they were Tyga, Bia, who's like I got a whole lot of money in this month. And I don't even remember what the other one's name was. But anyways, I handled Nicki's dressing room, and I also handled Bia's and Tyga's. I want to say it was in Tyga's. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The show started at like 8, and obviously the opening acts come on first. Some artists come to the venue and they're there all day. Like they're there breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the way up until the show. Nicki wasn't even there when the show started. Like her opening acts were already going on and she's not even there. I was getting word that she was still in Miami and was like stuck in waiting for a flight to take off. I don't know, whatever. I was just hearing through the grapevine from security and her management company. She's in Miami and she needs to get to North Carolina ASAP because her show is going on. So that was the first red flag. Another nightmare about this show was Bia had requested chocolate covered strawberries, but I guess they forgot to request that they needed to be milk chocolate or not dark chocolate, whatever. So I brought them the wrong ones. And the manager pulled me outside the dressing room and said, she cannot see these. She cannot see these at all. And he gave me his Amex and said, just make it happen. Go find these chocolate covered strawberries. And I'm like, oh my God, it's nighttime. Where am I going to find them? So I had to make them. I didn't even know how to make chocolate covered strawberries. Somebody's showing me how to jerry rig chocolate covered strawberries in the back of a arena. So Tyga, Bia, they all go on. And at this point, Nicki is still not here. She is still not there. And it's getting to be 10, 11 o'clock. It's a Tuesday night. Mind you, we all have to stay until the show is over to clean up the dressing rooms when they're done partying at the end. But anyways, Nicki finally arrives with a barricade. I want to say she had a police escort or something. I don't remember exactly. But what I do remember was her head of security screaming at the top of his lungs at all of us. Basically, every backstage employee was told, get out of sight. Basically Nicki did not want to see any of the workers. And I know there was a lot of beef going on with Megan Thee Stallion, or I don't know what was going on in her personal life, but essentially she did not want us workers to see her. So I hid behind a bush, and it's pitch black. It's 11 o'clock at night. She's already supposed to be on. And I'm hiding behind a stage, and I can see her coming in on a golf cart with a wig on or whatever. But I guess she's too cool to be seen by any of the workers or whatever. And which is really uncommon in this industry because usually the artists are really nice and down to earth. This was one of a few of the artists that I've had that are extremely difficult to work with. But I had already heard that about her. Then at that point, they made security backstage extremely closed off. They put tarp up so that like you couldn't get backstage unless you had a certain backstage pass, which I did have, by the way. But they still, like, they would, like, every 10 feet that you would move, there'd be another barrier to, like, get through another security person. And I was like, oh my God, it's not that deep. You didn't even sell out. You didn't even sell half the arena. And because I work in the industry, we get to see every show for free, you know, like the side of the stage or wherever we want, really. That's, like, not completely off limits. Like, I can't go on the stage. But I had a talk with her head of security, I don't remember his name, and basically said, like, hey, let me see the show. Another little tidbit is I actually had my ex work that show with me because he wanted to see Nicki. So I brought him in, and so it was a little awkward, like, and embarrassing to show him, like, okay, like, hey, this isn't how the shows typically go. Artists are a lot nicer, and we usually don't have to turn all the lights off backstage and hide from the artist like that. I've never heard of that in my entire life. So yeah, she was a pain to work with, and she basically wasted pretty much everything that we put into her dressing room because it all had to go, like, in the trash.
So that's basically what he had to share. He mentioned that he doesn't have any NDA restricting him, but I can't help but wonder, could he still get into trouble just for speaking out, considering he worked for them? Honestly, it's a gray area. Either way, it does come across as a bit unprofessional to publicly call out someone you've worked with like that. I mean, now other people might think twice before hiring him, just because of the things he said. As for Nicki Minaj, she hasn't officially responded yet. But of course, when she does, I'll keep you guys updated, although she did post something recently, just a short caption, "Billionaire Barbie." So it seems like Nicki is completely unbothered by all this drama, confidently reminding everyone that she's living her best life. All right, moving on. Things are getting spicy in the world of hip-hop relationships. So, Blueface's mom, Carissa, recently shared her 2 cents about Cardi B. She's telling Cardi to leave Stefon Diggs and get back with Offset. But that's not all. She also claims that Offset never had a baby on Cardi B, while Cardi is currently with a man who already has 3 young kids and 3 baby mamas. Naturally, this stirred up a lot of opinions online. Some people are saying, hold on, Offset did cheat on Cardi B, and he did have babies with other women. The difference is he apparently made them get abortions. Carissa didn't stop there. She even suggested that Cardi B should date someone like Kenneth Petty, which of course made a lot of people question her logic. Many argued she was just rage baiting. Why even suggest that? So yeah, the whole situation has been a bit of a back and forth. People are debating, confused, and honestly, some are saying it doesn't even make sense. Let's break it all down and see what's really going on.
Now, Cardi, I know you think you grown, and you is grown, and you got it all together. But the mama told you when you thought you upgraded. It's impossible to upgrade until that divorce is final. Now you the 3rd baby mama, allegedly. And these is toddlers. He got toddlers. Okay? Offset ain't brought no baby home. We don't know if he was cheating or not. He might have just been out there hanging out. We don't know for sure. Okay? Now this man say he gonna heal you. And he done fucked up these last 2 hoes. You see where I'm going with this? We don't trade our dog in to get a new dog, and we don't know if that dog is potty trained or not. At least you know where your dog piss. He pissing on the mat. Now you got this he pissing everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Then on top of that, now the kids get 50%, maybe 30% of their daddy. All for a ninja that ain't finna spend 50% with his own. We got to do better, ladies. We got to be show like we show when we jump up out of these marriages and these relationships, especially when we got children involved. Now, what y'all should have did was went over there and got y'all one of them husbands like Nicki Minaj got. Now, he might have had some problems in the past, but he repented and got his life together. And he ain't running around here pissing on all these mats. You see where I'm going with this? Get you one of them Nicki Minaj's, honey. Don't. Them Billy D's ain't no good for you. He ain't never been no good for you.
So that's basically what Blueface's mom had to say. But honestly, even though Stefon has a lot going on, I still don't think Cardi B should go back to Offset. I mean, she left him for a reason, right? Why go back when things didn't work out before? If things don't work out with Stefan, I'm sure Cardi will find someone even better. She's not short on options. As of now, Cardi B hasn't responded to any of this drama. So we'll just have to wait and see what she says. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.